Hello, hello, hello. I'm just waiting for more women to get in here, more ladies to get in here. I wanted to talk about hitting the wall. So let's just wait. Let me go ahead and get into my intro. This is a surprise live. It's a podcast style, so I will not be camming up. But I wanted to talk about this because I don't think women see the beauty in hitting the wall. And, the wall is a concept, rhetoric that was created by male logic. And I'm going to give you the female logic about hitting the wall and the beauty that a lot of women don't see in it. So let me get into my intro and then I'll be back.
Hey boos, in this video, I give commentary based on my opinion. Nothing is to be taken as factual. We are just here to have conversation. We don't expose and we don't sip tea on this channel. I'm giving you real talk straight, no chaser. Let's see if you can handle it.
Cause I'm a boss. I haven't done anything for you to be proud of.
Of course you have. You are marrying a man who can support you.
Okay, perfect. Of course, we have a Dusty in the chat. I'm not responding to anyone in the chat. To my mods, don't block them. Let them stay. Let them listen. This is a trigger warning live. Okay, let them stay. Let them listen. They love to fearmonger women. You know, World War III breaks out. Y'all tough, right? I have a family, sir. I have a family. You have a family? I hope you have a family. Because I know where I'm going to be at with family. What's meant to happen is going to happen. Living in fear is just an illusion. And I hope you free your mind from that because it's just that, an illusion. And I don't know, it's like in this system that we live in, the matrix that we live in, they always try to fearmonger you for control. And our men, right, the men in America, they like to use that manipulation tactic, especially Black men, because that same manipulation tactic was used onto them. And so then they try to project that onto us. But we have the ability, we also have the power to reject that energy. So fear mongering does not work on me. And the reason it does not work on me is because I understand that it is a manipulation tactic. That's it. So if World War III happens, we're all sitting like stuck ducks trying to figure out what our next move is going to be, including men. Okay. So I wanted to show this video because men do this manipulation tactic called SBE, shame, blame, and explain. So trigger warning. Trigger warning. Trigger warning. If you are not in a good place, I would go ahead and log out.
In the wall versus danger zone. So let's look at danger zone first. Ladies, if you're turning 27 and you're unmarried, you're crossing into the danger zone. The danger zone is a population of leftover women, typically ages 27 to 35-year-old women who couldn't make the cut. No ring, no husband, and no family household. Women who entered the dating market at 18. And from 18 to 27, you spent 9 years auditioning to be a wife. and you failed. A few things took place. During this time frame, you racked up a body count, no ring. You racked up babies, no ring. You racked up pounds, and your sexual marketplace value started to decrease during your prime years. You racked up pounds before 18 because your parents overfed you and never put you in team sports. Or you were just ugly and didn't improve in other areas of your appearance to compensate for your mug. You spent your entire SMV window pursuing independence. Congratulations, you just forfeited your power to swipe left and right. You invested all of your SMV into the Pookie and Ray Rays. So now you're crossing into the danger zone with bastards, looking for a man to play stepdaddy. So now you gotta be punctual and on a swivel for any man that shows interest. But your choosy days are gone. Okay, now hitting the wall. Typically, time has completely exhausted all of your value. You're barely an option. You're a stepmother at best. Your natural attraction has completely depleted, and artificial beauty enhancement is the only way you can be noticed. You're beginning to sag. You don't have any energy or motivation to keep yourself up so you can be noticed. You can only target gullible young men. Your personality and character can no longer continue to compensate for your faded beauty. You begin to use words like men are all dogs. You lie about getting attention from men to mask your own insecurity. You're forced to become a cougar. You're in denial, and the Bible has become your husband.
You understand soon enough. Soon enough.
Okay, so I wanted to talk about this. When men talk about hitting a wall, women hitting a wall, it's all about being seen as a resource to men. So when they say you're hitting the wall, they see you as useless. Like they see you as useless. They don't feel like you're desirable. So what does that mean, ladies? Well, they don't feel like they can use you for sex. They don't feel like they can use you to birth their kids. They don't feel like you can really bring anything to the table. So cooking, cleaning, everything that they seek as a resource, they don't feel like you are useful for. Now, me personally, I think it's a beautiful thing, because one thing that I have personally experienced is the simple fact that when you're in your 20s, there's so much pressure. There's an expectation for you to be this or for you to be that. But the reality is when you hit the wall, all of those expectations go away. And, you know, it's kind of similar to how men manipulate with incompetence. They weaponize incompetence, like they act like they can't do this, they can't do that. So when I think of a woman hitting the wall, it's incompetence. You're finally, and I say finally, in that zone where they don't seek you for resources. Like they actually will look over you and unfortunately look at the girl that's younger than you because they see her as more resourceful. So it's very similar to how men pretend like they can't cook, they can't clean in order to get you to do it, right? Well, in this case, because they have made this concept of hitting a wall and all of this stuff, they won't seek you out for any type of resources. I always think it's funny because the male logic talks about women over 30 and over hit the wall, but they still ask these women what they bring to the table. If you're 30 and over, if a man asks you what you bring to the table, you should say absolutely nothing. I have nothing to give you. I have nothing to bring to you. I am useless and I'm not resourceful to you. You should find somebody else. And a lot of women, they get so offensive. You know, when we hear things that these men say, the first thing that we want to do is get offended. But are you actually listening though? Because if you're listening, it's basically saying you're in the clear. You're in the clear. You are in the clear. They don't seek to take advantage of you. They don't seek to use you in any type of way. They see you as useless. But you spent majority of your prime, right? 20s, getting used, getting your time wasted, getting in situations with men where they play mind games and they try to manipulate you. But once you hit 30, right? They don't look to you anymore. It's actually a blessing. It's a blessing. And then another thing, this is why I love perspective. I love it. Another thing is the fact that The patriarchy system has convinced, let's talk about Black men for a sec. The patriarchy system, the white patriarchy system that was created by white men, have convinced Black men that their prime is in between the ages of 35, 45. And what they don't realize is that expectation for them to be the provider is for an extended period of time that is actually longer than women. See, women, it's between the ages of 18 and 30. But men, they literally have to work and break their back between the ages of 18 and in some cases younger, 16, but we'll say 18 until 45. And they are required, it's expected of them. But women, right, it's between the ages of 18 and 30. Now, the interesting thing about men and how their prime is extended, right? You have to understand that they die literally right when they hit their prime. They die. They literally die at, I would say, I think Black men, their well, I'll just say this. The life expectancy for a male is like 70. They hit the wall at 45. We tend to outlive men. So we have freedom for a very long time. They don't have the same length of freedom that we have. They don't. I don't even think they get to enjoy it for real. I mean, by the time they're ready to retire, they're nearly dead. They're nearly dead. A lot of them don't make it to 71. They barely make it to 50 these days, especially when they're Black. So it's like for women, we hit the wall at 30. We're not really expected to do anything. Society does not expect anything from us. It's kind of like when you're the youngest child and your older siblings, they have all of these responsibilities, but you don't have any because you're the youngest child. So what do you get to do? Absolutely nothing. Hell, if the older kids are being required to clean, what are you doing? Playing. You're playing. You get to play with your toys. The older kids have to clean because you're the youngest and not much is required of you. But the older kids, the older siblings, they are required to clean. They are required to clean. They're required to pick up. They are required to be more responsible than you. But you're the youngest. It's very similar. It is very, very similar. So what men don't understand is they're required to do the absolute most all the way up until they die. But we have to just hit this wall and then we instantly get freedom. And it's just like that. To the ladies that don't have kids, you have so much freedom. You have so much freedom because you don't have any responsibilities. You don't even have expectations anymore. You don't even have expectations anymore. You don't. You can go and do what you want to do, when you want to do it, how you want to do it. You can spend your money how you want to spend it. You can experience what you want to experience. And you could do it starting at the age, according to male logic, at 30, all the way until a woman's life expectancy, which is 70, 75. We tend to outlive men longer. So you have like this wide range of freedom. Literally, you have from 30 to 70. These men are required to work, break their backs to ensure that they live up to the patriarchal structure. You're not. You're not. You have no responsibilities at all. And this is what I don't understand about men. You know, they try to throw this up in your face, and it's just like, are we listening to the same? Are we hearing the same thing? Because I don't think we are. I don't think we are, because my perspective is nothing is required of me. Nothing. So I don't have to stress. I don't. Even when I was a kid, I think I was depressed a lot. But I haven't had a depression since I've hit the wall. I haven't had depression since, because nothing is expected of me. Not from my parents, not from my family, no husband, no nothing. I have freedom that I've never had before. I have a level of freedom that I've never experienced before. I always had to I had to consider someone else. I had to think about how this may affect the next person. But I'm finally in a position where I don't have to answer to anybody. Like no one. No one. Absolutely no one. And then, ladies, you have to deal with those people in your family that just doesn't understand your life choices, but then they're jealous of how much freedom you have. They're jealous of it. They're jealous of it, including some of the women that made different choices than you, and they decided to do things a different way. Not saying it's right or wrong, just saying they decided to take a different path. You decided to take a different path. And now they're jealous because of how your life is, how you spend your money, how you choose to eat in certain restaurants because it's luxury to you, how you decide to spend your money. It's insane. People pocket watch you. They pocket watch you. They want to know where you getting the money from, how you getting the money. It's mine. I made it. So I get to spend it the way that I want. So I don't know. I don't think men are really like looking at it from a realistic standpoint. And Black men have been brainwashed into thinking that this patriarchal structure and all these rules and things, it actually benefits them, but it really doesn't. It doesn't even benefit them. But they're taking on the white man's talking points, the white man's point of view. In reality, they have to work until their back blows out, literally, when women, it's not expected of us. It's not. As soon as we hit 30, it's over with. You know what we could do? That's like low-key early retirement. That's like early retirement. These men have to work until they're 45, 55, 60, 65 years old, nearly almost dead. And we hit the wall at 30. And so we get to enjoy that time to ourselves. This is all about enjoying it for yourself and to yourself. So I don't get that. I think the only thing that women need to work on, focus on, is stop allowing men to have access to your womb. They just see it as a resource. Either it's for sexual pleasure or I don't know, like sometimes it's an ego trip. They just want to impregnate you so then they can humble you and sit you down somewhere. Stop allowing them access. Then another thing. I know there's no wall, but if we're going to use male logic, let's use it. It's freedom. And I'm just waiting on women to wake up to that. Like, men do not expect anything from you when you hit this imaginary wall. They don't expect shit from you. No kids, no marriage. They try to weaponize marriage. Marriage is work. My parents, they just had their anniversary today. Marriage is work. Marriage is a full-time job. No days off. None. It's a full-time job. They try to weaponize marriage because they only think women who are sensible, like myself, they only think that women think about the wedding day. I don't give a damn about the wedding day. I know what happens after the wedding day. Did you grow up in a two-parent household? Did you see two parents have to communicate every day, work things out, get through difficult times? Did you see any of that? Or did you just see your mother do it all or your father do it all? You didn't see marriage. Marriage is hard as work. It's not just a fancy wedding dress and a wedding ceremony. There's a lot of in-between stuff that happens. Families not getting along, not agreeing on how to discipline kids. Finances is huge. Finances is huge. Working together with another person when it comes to finances, ain't none of that stuff easy. It's a full-time job. Full-time. Full-time. Then when you add kids to it, right? When you add kids to a marriage, kids have the ability to really fuck it up. Let's be real about it. Kids have the ability to ruin a marriage. They do. They have the ability to ruin a marriage. And it doesn't even mean that they're bad kids. They could be great kids. The kids could be great. But you don't have time for your spouse, though. Kids take up a lot of time. They drain your energy. They take up a lot of time and energy. And so when kids come into a marriage, they take up a lot of time and energy. Do you have any time or energy for your spouse? The person that you're married to? It's almost like you guys see each other in passing. So I don't understand. Like this hitting the wall thing, it's music to my ears. Nothing is expected of me. No one wants anything from me. I'm not desirable. I'm not useful. So I'm like the orphan. I'm invisible. And I don't understand why women don't see it in that way. I don't get it. I don't get it. Kids can drain the hell out of you. Just clingy. They always around. They don't have nowhere else to go. They got to be around you 24/7. And then men will have the audacity in a marriage to just babysit their kids. They don't really spend time with their kids. They just babysit them and then they hand them back off to you. You don't really get a break. So it's the same thing for men, though. Like this patriarchy system has convinced men that I think they do it because they just want the resources from women. They don't actually like us, though. They just want the resources. Like this man, he was shaming these women, and everything that he listed off, it had to benefit him. So let's go through this for a sec, because I wanted to break this down. Let's go through everything that this man listed off that benefits him. Okay. It doesn't benefit the woman, it benefits him. And that's the only thing that he cares about, because he looks at women as a resource and a resource only. And when his needs can't be met, he doesn't see her as useful. So let's talk about it for a sec.
If you're turning 27 and you're unmarried, you're crossing into the danger zone. The danger zone is a population of leftover women, typically ages 27 to 35-year-old women who couldn't make the cut. No ring, no husband, and no family household. Women who entered the dating market at 18. And from 18 to 27, you spent 9 years auditioning to be a wife. And you
Auditioning to be a wife. Now, ladies, I pose this question. What kind of wife do you think he wants? Let's think about a wife here for a second. Maid, sex worker. I want to say birth. You have to birth his kids. That's 3 titles right there. Probably financial advisor, assistant. So you were auditioning for that, chef. Basically, damn near a slave. Damn near. Because if you listen to these men, if you listen to them long enough, it's me, 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 me. They never talk about what they can do for a woman for a change. It's just me, 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 me. So to be a wife, you had to audition. So I'm assuming cooking, cleaning, birthing, and doing all of that. Okay. It's a mess. It's a lot. It's a lot. Let's see what else. And then some of y'all have to be workers. Let's keep it real. A lot of y'all gonna have to work. We live in a economy now where it's gonna take 2 incomes. It is. Realistically, with me being practical, if you're going to get into a marriage with a man, it's gonna require you to work. So he also needs a worker. So not only are you supposed to cook, clean, birth kids, be an assistant, be a maid and a babysitter, because you have to watch your own damn kids. Well, really, you're a nanny at that point, because babysitters, they come and go, but nannies, they could stay in the house. So it's like stuff like that. Okay. So much is required of you, but they never talk what is required of them. But let's continue. There's no such thing as husband training at all.
failed. A few things took place. During this time frame, you racked up a body count. No ring. You racked up.
Okay, so racking up a body count. Now, a lot of you ladies are not going to be happy with this, but I have to keep it real with you. I'm not really big on high body counts either, from either men or women. And I'll explain. Let me explain, because I've been explaining this for a little while now. A high body count man, he's going to cheat, period. Nothing else to talk about. If he was a hoe, he going to be a hoe in his marriage, okay, period. And this is why a lot of these quote unquote high value men that are high earners, right? They say things like, well, I'm not going to be faithful in a marriage. A lot of them have high body counts. This is why the last thing I seek for in a man is a man with a high body count. He's not going to be faithful. He doesn't even want to be in a monogamous relationship. I don't even know why these men who have high body counts look for a monogamous relationship. Your ass don't want to be in a monogamous relationship. I don't even know why men who have high body counts seek marriage or a woman or one woman. I don't know why you out here doing that at all. And the reason why you're going to have a hard time settling down with one woman is because you're going to compare that one woman to every sexual encounter that you had. She don't give you that guac 3000. She don't. No, she don't. Tanya did though. She did. Katie did. You're going to be comparing her to all of those women suffering in your marriage. Bet you just waiting to cheat. You want to cheat so damn bad because you have a high body count. Your sexual appetite is so large that you being in a marriage is hell. It's hell and it sucks. A lot of y'all suffering right now. It's hell and it sucks. I don't even know why y'all get married. You shouldn't. You should stay single. You have too many bodies. Way too many. No one can satisfy your sexual appetite. It's just like these mukbangers. When we see these mukbangers that are doing videos, right? YouTube videos, just eating. They just eating. Their stomachs are expanding, which means their appetite is expanding. You're not going to be with one woman. I'm sorry. You're delusional. You should have slowed down when you was out here throwing that thing either which way, and you should have kept your penis in your pants. It's that simple. So you attaching yourself to one woman, why would you even do that to yourself? Why? Now, the only way that I can see a man with a high body count get into a marriage, he went to therapy. That's the only way I could ever see him actually being in a marriage or in a relationship or a monogamous style relationship. But a high body count man, he don't want to be married, period. He's just doing what he thinks he should do. He's doing what is expected of him, similar to sometimes what women do. But he don't want to be in a relationship. He doesn't want to be tied down to one woman sexually for the rest of his life because he's been exposed to too much. And it's just that simple. And I can say the same thing for women as well. When you have a high body count, it's hard for you to emotionally attach yourself to one man. You've gone majority of your life emotionally unavailable. And now you tend to self-sabotage your relationships, good relationships with good men, because you have closed yourself off for so long that it's actually foreign to you to attach yourself to a man emotionally. And it's the same thing for men. It's just, it looks different. Men and women, we're different, but we're very similar. So a man having a high body count, it's hard for him to attach himself to one woman sexually. It's just, it is what it is. So when you think about, just putting yourself out here and having sex, think twice about it, because it's going to make things confusing for you, both men and women. If you have a high body count, it's going to make things confusing for you. It's going to be confusing for a woman because she's going to be caught between a rock and a hard place. She really likes this guy, right? But she's never emotionally attached herself to one man before. So it's scary. And when she thinks about doing it, she self-sabotages. She self-sabotages because she's never been vulnerable within all the relationships, all the sexual encounters that she has had. She's never allowed herself to reach that point. And so she may tend to self-sabotage a good thing. That's why a lot of these men mad. That's why they be in my comments mad. They done bumped into one of them girls. Some of them call them a 304, a player, a girl player, whatever the hell you want to call her. They bumped into one of them who was emotionally available. She self-sabotaged it. And now they think all women like that. Find you a woman that's emotionally available. Stop just attaching yourself to a woman who's not emotionally available. A woman who is emotionally available, she's mentally stable. A lot of y'all be out here chasing women that are not even emotionally stable, but because she has a fat ass, because she's resourceful to you when it comes to your penis, you think you've hit the jackpot. No, 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 no. Your penis is actually playing you. Good luck with that. Good luck with that. I also want to add that when we speak on women, you know, it's hard. It's hard. It's hard. It's hard when you have a lot of bodies. Like I said, it creates confusion because now you're like, damn, I really like him, but he don't do this one thing that this other guy did. And now he doesn't sexually satisfy us. The biggest lie that women were told was that we could have it all. No, we cannot. No, we cannot. That was the biggest lie that they ever told us, was we women can have it all. No, we can't. We have to compromise. We have to compromise. Why? Because when you enter a relationship with another person, you have to consider their feelings. You have to consider their feelings. So no, you can't have it all. You have to compromise. And if you're not willing to compromise, both men or women, you should just stay single. Because in a relationship, you have to. Ain't no way around that. So when you have a high body count, it creates confusion because you're always going to have so many people to compare this one person to. And that will confuse the hell out of you. It doesn't matter if you're a male or a female. It's just our needs look differently. For men, it's sex. For women, it's emotions. So when you have too many people to compare, you're just creating confusion for you. And it's really that simple.
Babies, no ring, you racked up pounds, and your sexual marketplace value started.
Also, a lot of these men, they really don't think, I mean, I think a lot of it has to do with Gen X. I have to be real with you. Us millennials, we're in the gym. Okay. I feel like there are Gen Xers that are in the gym too, but not as many as millennials. Not as many. So he's assuming that after you hit the wall, you just let yourself go. So he's assuming, ladies, you don't love yourself. You don't love yourself. So you don't take care of yourself. You just let yourself go after 30. You just racked up pounds. Now, ladies, we all know that with age, you do gain weight, but you do have the ability to ensure that you're not sloppy, right? That you are still keeping things, for the most part, looking well and put together. But they don't understand that. I can agree with this. There was somebody in the chat that said Gen Xers are suffering severe depression. Yes. Yes, you are. Yeah, you are. Yeah. Mm-hmm. You're like the aftermath of crack. Yeah, you are. You're suffering a lot from a lot. So yeah, I can agree with that. But I would say millennials are in the gym though, for sure. For sure. Like, we don't look at working out and taking care of ourselves as an option. We look at it as a priority because it's part of our self-care routine. But then again, we were introduced to certain resources that Gen Xers did not have. So yes, you are depressed. Yeah, I can agree with that a lot. Mm-hmm. However, this man just assumes as soon as you hit the wall, as soon as you hit 30, you just let yourself go. And that's so not true. I've seen so many fine 30-year-old women out here. And if you're Black, right, and you're taking the talking points of a white male that's giving you red pill advice, a 30-year-old Black woman does not look like a 30-year-old white woman. And you know that. You know that. You know that. I was watching Love is Blind and I was looking at a white girl that's 26, 25, 20, 27. I'm like, she look older than me. I'm 31. She look way older than me. And I'm like, okay. And that's what I'm saying. Like, a lot of these Black males that have these rhetorics and things like that, it don't even make sense for Black women. You know, when it comes to having kids, okay, you can have that one. But when we're talking about looks, Our looks don't fade at 30. You're delusional as hell. I still get catcalled by men that are like 21. I'm 31. I'm 10 years older than them. They over here. Oh, I thought I didn't think you was 31. I thought you was 23. So come on. Stop taking talking points from white men. Be a man. Come up with your own thought process. Come up with your own rhetoric. Stop stealing from white men, because it don't even make sense when you apply it to us. It just don't. It just don't. And it just don't get no realer than that. So if you're gonna be a man, that's what I don't respect about this type of hitting the wall stuff. You stole it from another man. You didn't even get it from yourself. But then you want to call yourself a leader. A leader of what? Repeating talking points from a different man? That's crazy to me. When I go and I talk to my father, when I go and I talk to my older brother and I get advice from them, they're not taking that stuff from another man. They turning within and giving me advice. Do you know what that's like? Oh, a lot of you don't. A lot of you don't. Y'all over here swapping peen and then taking advice and taking notes from another man. Be a man. Men stand on their own 2 feet. Period. They're not copying what the next man is doing. A leader really isn't doing that. A leader is creating their own rules and leading by example. Y'all not creating your own rules. You're copying them and then passing them on to the next man. It's ridiculous. It's embarrassing. And then you want women to get on program with that. Listen, bring me the man in charge. I want to talk to the man that's in charge. I don't want to talk to you. You a middleman. Bring me the man in charge. That's who I want to talk to. The hell would I talk to you for? Let's continue.
The decrease during your prime years. You racked up pounds before 18 because your parents overfed you and never put you in team sports. Or you were just ugly and didn't improve in other areas of your appearance to compensate for your mug. You spent your entire SMV window.
Now, listen, you know, the beautiful thing about my journey is the fact that when I was in my prime, I was overweight. That's the beauty about my journey. I was overweight. And you know, what a lot of people don't understand, you have the power to change your life at any given time. It's not over for you. I know they want to try to convince you, oh, it's over for you. It's over for you. It's over for you. With all these self-help books, they're telling women that it's over for you. You can change your life at any point in time. I actually have more options now after hitting the wall than I did before when I was in my prime, because I guess when you're fat, I guess they see you as useless. It's crazy how attractiveness can change that. But they talk about a wall. I'm very confused with that. It's very strange. It's very, very strange. But ladies, you can turn your life around. Meet a man that don't want kids. You're going to be perfectly fine. If you're around a man that wants kids, well, that's when things get a little bit tricky. But if you find a man that don't want kids, it is what it is. It is what it is. But you can lose weight. You can lose weight. You can. It may be a medical issue. It may be discipline. It may be you needing to eat cleaner, whatever the case may be. But you can lose weight. And you have the ability to do that at any time. It's up to you. He's definitely projecting. He's talking about his own personal experience. You know, when men talk like this, they always have a look. They tend to be bald, tend to be, like weird. Like they have like this weird thing about them where they were most likely picked on when they were younger, rejected a lot by girls that they really liked, and they were just never chosen, right? But they talk about how they're the prize, but they were never chosen when they were younger. And so they take it out on everybody instead of going to therapy and working out their issues. Now, listen. When it comes to men like this, right, that have this look, I actually relate to them. I do. I was rejected, but I don't be taking it out on people. I was rejected throughout my entire prime. So just like I guess he calls himself leveling up now that he has, I guess, a podcast. Oh, okay, great. Great. It's great. But to project what you went through, and we're talking about, y'all, this is the crazy thing. This is why I be saying men are emotionally unstable. The men that subscribe to this this stuff, they're emotionally unstable. And the reason is because through my healing journey, right, I realized out of all the people that rejected me, right, they were kids. Like when they bullied me, they were kids. They were just dumb kids. Just dumb. Now, in my early 20s, I was still rejected, right? Because I was overweight, right? Are there men that slide in my DMs from time to time? Of course. And I just ignore them. I live my life and I just ignore them. Because it's really not that deep. Do I want to seek revenge? No. Like, I don't get nothing. I'm not getting paid for that. Just move on and live your life. That's it. Just move on and live your life. But these men, they want to seek revenge and get they lick back from some girl that rejected them when they were when she was a kid, literally a kid. So for me personally, I just don't have time for that. I'm like, why would I hold something against a boy? He was a boy. Literally, he was a boy. So I've let it go. I know some people haven't reached that I guess that point yet where it's like, okay, I can forgive my childhood bully because we were kids, right? I can forgive my child. Like, I'm not about to carry that weight, carry that burden. Learn how to listen. People need to learn how to let things go. Okay. And I pray for those that have not reached that level of healing where you can let go of the people that bullied you. Like, let all of that go. They bullied you. They picked on you. I hope one day you reach a level of peace where you really can just let all of that go. And then also in your early 20s, I hope you get to a point where you can let all the rejection go that you encountered. Because how do you know it wasn't a blessing? You don't know. You're just being insecure about it. But if you work on yourself and you claim to have confidence, why would you care at this point? Why? It doesn't even make sense. You winning. Why you can't? You look better. You have money. Like, what's the problem? I wish I would care about some shit like that. I wish I would. I wish I would care about some stuff like that. I'm not about to care about that. The hell? Let's continue.
Pursuing independence. Congratulations. You just forfeited your power to swipe left and right. You invested all of your S&B into the Pookie and Ray Rays. So now you're crossing into the danger zone with bastards. Looking for a man to play stepdaddy. So now you...
I also want to point this out. These men, they be mad at Pookie and Ray Ray, y'all. They be mad at Pookie and Ray Ray. They be so mad at Pookie and Ray. They jealous of Pookie and Ray Ray. And it's funny because there are Pookies and Rays among women as well. And we see these women wifed. We see them in marriages. We see them getting cars bought for them and all type of shit. All type of stuff. But you mad at Pookie and Ray. It's crazy. All Pookie and Ray be doing is laying good pipe. That's it. And you know what's crazy? That's all they're required to do is lay amazing pipe. Great pipe. That's all they for. Just like there are women that are only required to give that guac 3,000, there are men that are only required to lay good pipe. Get over it. I don't understand. Focus on women who want you. Focus on women who actually want you. Pookie and Ray ain't going out of style. Just like guac 3,000, she not going out of style. Let it go. See, it's cool when they do it, but when we do it, it's a problem. It's the same damn thing. Literally, it's the same damn thing. Same formula. When you see Pookie and Ray with a woman, she paying for everything. She paying for everything. When I be seeing these girls that are kept and all they got to do is give that guac 3,000, cater to their man and do all of that, I'm just like, she literally is the Pookie and the Ray for women. Is the Pookie and Ray for women. So I just don't understand it. Y'all need to let that go. Y'all are so triggered and insecure about Pookie and Ray because why? It don't even make sense. It does not make sense. That's why they still in business. Pookie and Ray ain't going nowhere. Just like the Guac 3000. She ain't going nowhere. She gonna be around for a very long time, especially for the men that have high body counts. Isn't that what we was talking about earlier? Don't y'all compare the Guac 3000? Every man has one woman in their phone where she's the Guac 3000, and they not gonna get rid of her. So why do you expect for women to get rid of Pookie and Ray? The pipe slayer. I don't get it. It's the same thing. It's the same thing.
Gotta be punctual and on a swivel for any man that shows interest. But your choosy days are gone. Okay, now hitting the wall. Typically, time has completely exhausted all of your value.
No, Percy, I don't take social media that serious. I'm sorry. No, I don't. So that means I don't take my DM serious. I don't take dating apps serious. I don't take none of this stuff serious. So no, I will not be opening my DMs to anyone. So if you send a DM, you're just gonna be sitting there. Okay. Catch me outside. If you want to talk to me, you better catch me outside, because I don't respond to DMs. I don't even respond to messages on dating apps. Okay. I just think it's a bunch of weirdos, and it's hard to tell who's a weirdo and who's not. So it is what it is. I don't take that serious.
Barely an option. You're a stepmother at best. Your natural attraction has completely depleted, and artificial beauty enhancement is the only way you can be noticed. You're beginning to sag. You don't have any energy or motivation to keep yourself up so you can be noticed. You can only target gullible young men. Your personality and character can
Sir, this is what I be talking about. You can only get the attention of gullible young men. Isn't it the same for men? You can only get gullible young women. Oh my gosh. Like I don't know no more, y'all. I don't know no more. Isn't it the same thing? They take advantage of gullible, naive, delusional young women. And now you're trying to fearmonger women not doing the same thing. And see, this is what I be talking about. I said it before and I'll say it again. Women are only copying what men are doing. That's it. That's it. The only thing that's truly keeping women from us doing what men are doing is the fact that we have more to lose. See, men don't have that much to lose, but we have a lot to lose. Like we can get pregnant and all of that. But to the 50-year-old women that are in the chat, sis, have you got to that point where you're like, oh my gosh, I can basically live how men live. I don't have to worry about getting pregnant. Oh my gosh. So I can go out here and deal with who I want to deal with, take a gullible man off the street, young man off the street, be a sugar mama, and call it a day. Have you reached that conclusion yet? A divorcee, have you reached that conclusion yet? Just interesting. Because I saw a woman the other day, I think she was like 45 or something like that. And so she can't have kids. She living her best life. The only thing she got to worry about is sexually transmitted diseases. She living her best life. It's a mess. I said she already had kids. She already had her kids. She already paid her dues. She got divorced. So now she like, oh my God, I'm free. I can do what I want to do. I can be with who I want to be with sexually, and I really don't have to worry about getting pregnant. Wow, is this how men feel? Wow. She's like 45, divorced. She already had all her kids. And so nothing really is expected of her. And so she's coming to that realization like, oh my gosh, I'm free. Now, I'm not saying she's going around sleeping around. I'm saying she does not have to worry about getting pregnant. Have you thought about that, ladies? She don't have to worry about that.
no longer continue to compensate for your faded beauty. You begin to use words like men are all dogs. You lie about getting attention from men to mask your own insecurity. You're forced to become a cougar. You're in denial.
Do you guys know the story about Marilyn Monroe? What they did to her after she had passed? Because I think it's interesting how he's saying you have to lie about getting attention. Do these men know? Do they know what it's like to be a woman in society? Do you guys know about the story about Marilyn Monroe? How they did her after she had passed, and he want to sit up here talking about a woman is lying about the attention that she gets from men? Are you being serious? Are you being for real? Oh, y'all don't know the story. I can't really go into details about it on YouTube because it's disgusting. But you should know what I'm hinting at, though. Okay? You should know what I'm hinting at. Yes, they did nasty things to her. That's what I'll say that. It's very sick. I don't think women have to lie about getting attention. I mean, people sexually assault us even in death. Disgusting. Are you for real? Are you for real? Yeah, it's nasty. So I don't think women have to lie about getting attention. It's not hard to get attention. All you got to do is have a vagina. Really, at this point, for men, that's it. I mean, every time we go to the gas station, there's some man harassing us. So I don't get that. Like, getting male attention, ladies. If you need some, just go to you know where to go. You can walk down the street. You know what street to walk down. You can go to the gas station. You know what gas station to go to. You know, like, it's not hard. If you really need attention, go to the club. They love to give you attention there. I mean, it's not hard to get attention. So for women, I don't feel like women really have to lie about it. But he's talking about a personal situation with some woman that he's talking to, because, yeah. Yes, it's sick. It's sick. It's sick. Yeah, it is.
And the Bible has become your husband.
You understand sin now?
Not the Bible. Yes, yes. I'm very aware of how that's why funeral homes tend to only hire women. It's nasty, y'all. It's nasty. So I just wanted to create this live about hitting the wall, ladies. Okay, I just want you to know that really, once you hit the wall, you have freedom. You have freedom, and in so many different ways. I mean, we can make it about men, but we can also make it about trends. You know, like when it comes to your fashion choice, when you turn 30, when you hit the wall, you know yourself, you know who you are, you know your personality, you know your identity, you know your sexuality. I've seen so many men get married to a man, come to find out they don't even like men like that. They actually like women, stuff like that. So you tend to be more comfortable with who you are when you hit the wall. And I think that's what men fear. Like, they don't want to date a woman that knows who she is. They don't want to date a woman that's intelligent. They don't want to date a woman that has her stuff together. They don't. They don't want to deal with none of that because they can't manipulate you. You're no longer naive. You're no longer gullible. And I think his name is Marcus Houston. He was just saying that older women come with a lot of baggage. Older women come with boundaries, you guys. That's why. Older women come with boundaries. Older women are more seasoned. They have more sauce. They're more hip to game. And it's just like, you can't get over on her. You can't get over on a 30-year-old woman. You can get over on an 18, 19, 20, 21-year-old, but you can't get over on a 30-year-old woman. So they don't want that. They don't like that. They don't like that at all. They want you gullible, naive, and delusional. And that's the only way they can suck the resources out of you for what they need it for. And again, it's for their needs. It's not for yours. You are here to serve. And so if you're not wanting to do that when it comes to these relationships that these men are talking about online, maybe you need to find a man that sees you as an equal, not a subservient, because there is a huge difference. So that's all I wanted for today's video. I just wanted to talk about hitting the wall. And that's it. Stop crying about it online. All these men are doing is creating content like this. We call it SBE, shame, blame, and explain, to get you to let your defenses down so that you're desperate and so that you can sit up here and be like, oh my God, I'm in the danger zone. No one is going to want me. Oh my God, what am I going to do? Girl, if you don't stand up, I'm going to need you to stand up. I'm going to need you to stand up. Because when you hit the wall, they don't expect nothing of you. Society does it because that's just how the system is created. But men, they're expected to work and work and work and try to reach some imaginary as financial threshold that a lot of them are not going to meet in their lifetime. And then if they get close to meeting it, they die. We actually get to enjoy our retirement because we will have one. We will actually get to enjoy the leisure of being able to just have freedom where nothing is expected of us. And like I said, I use the example. It's very similar to when you are the youngest child and all the older kids, they're responsible for picking up and cleaning up and doing all of that. The younger kid is not. The younger kid can continue to play with toys, can eat their snack, and just relax. But the older kids, they have to carry out those responsibilities. So when you hit the wall, that is no longer expected of you. And you need to embrace this. Like, you need to embrace hitting the wall. It's such a beautiful thing. And I don't understand why women don't see it as liberating. There are no expectations. There are no requirements. You are useless to them. And so they won't seek you out to try to use you for resources. It's really that simple. And you don't have to pretend to be incompetent. You hit the wall. So you just show up. That's really it. So that's all I have for this video, ladies. Remember, do not fall for the SBE, shame, blame, and explain. Please stop. Please stop. Please stop. Some girl in the chat said she hit the wall at 25. I know that's right. I know that's right. I really, I hope all women hit the wall until they meet a man that's truly worth it. Honestly, if you meet him, but the sooner you hit the wall, ladies, the better, because nothing is required of you. And if you come across a man that's worthy of your time, I'm happy for you. I'm happy for you. You got something valuable. Make sure you protect it. But outside of that, girls, ladies, hit that wall. Okay, hit it. I may even get a shirt that says I hit the wall or something. I don't know. Okay, hit that wall. So on that note, I'm gonna log out. You guys enjoy the rest of your I guess your evening. And also, because I know people like to add things that I never said. Listen, when you hit the wall, you should still take care of yourself. Okay, we practice self-love over here. Going to the gym is self-love. Drinking plenty of water is self-love. You deserve to feel good. You deserve to be healthy. You deserve to look good. You deserve to go into a boutique and pick out an outfit that you want to wear and wear it and not feel self-conscious about it or feel self-conscious being in whatever garment you decide to buy. So when it comes to hitting the wall, still take care of yourself. Still, because when you're a Black woman, you still going to be looking younger than what you are. So make sure that you are hitting the wall gracefully and that you are hitting the wall with self-love. And when you hit the wall with self-love, you still going to be looking good. You're going to be feeling good, and you're going to have your freedom. No requirements are going to be expected of you. And that's why hitting the wall is beautiful. So the sooner ladies hit the wall, the better. Don't wait till 30, ladies. Don't wait till 30. Do it sooner. Do it sooner. So I'm going to log out. You guys, you ladies, enjoy the rest of your evening, and I'll catch you guys in my next one.